It's Christmas time. Oh, hello, everybody. I'm Chris Smith, and this is Blackie, Humphrey, Hector Angel, Shadow, Rascal, Godfrey Gladstone the Third. I just wanted to have Blackie here because this is a very special episode. This is what we've all been waiting for, Blackie. It's the first part of the Tops and Bottoms Tops. It's going to be the top movies of 2022. It's airing in 2023, of course, but we're looking back at my favorite movie visits of 2022. But it's going to be in two parts. We're going to start with number 20 and work our way up to number 11 in this part. And then next time, you're going to get my top 10. Now, these might not be the best movies ever made in the year 2022, but my tops list are the movies that are my favorite movie visits. Now, at number 20, it is a four-way tie. I'm just calling it the musicals of 2022. It's not all the musicals, but I'm including 13 the musical, Disenchanted on Disney, Matilda the musical on Netflix, and of course Spirited, which is on Apple Plus. And I should mention that 13 can be found on Netflix as well. Now, all of these musicals, they might not have been up to the standard of, say, last year's West Side Story, or say In the Heights that were on my tops list last time, or many others, but they were all very good and spirited movies, and they earned themselves a four-way tie. There's lots of great songs. I was especially surprised about Spirited, which has Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. What a lot of fun that was. So, they all get to join together at number 20, tying. Now, at number 19, this movie was a movie event, I thought, and it was Nope. It's the Jordan Peele movie about UFOs, and it was a very interesting movie. Now, it featured a Wild West themed park where they are looking up to the sky looking for aliens, and there's some sort of strange alien. I don't know what it was. Sort of looked like this, a big old blanket in the sky fluttering around, or a parachute. And what I told the people that worked on Note, because we did it at the place where I work, it reminded me of Jaws, the way you really didn't see the shark very much, but you would feel the dread of it. And there was this cloud that just hovers in the sky in Nope, and the cloud never moves, and this alien thing stays behind it. And you just felt the dread the whole time. I thought that was very interesting. Yes. Okay, now at number 18, I really enjoyed the Downton Abbey movie, Downton Abbey: A New Era, which continued the saga of the family at Downton Abbey. And this one involved a movie being made at Downton Abbey, and Lady Mary was dubbing the lead actress's voice because she just didn't have a good voice for the talkies. It was a fun little movie, and I must say I enjoyed it a lot. Now, here is a movie that got a lot of buzz, including for its young actor Austin Butler. It was Elvis, the Baz Luhrmann movie that starred Austin Butler as Elvis Presley and Tom Hanks as Colonel Tom Parker. Now, a lot of people had negative things to say about Tom Hanks' portrayal of Colonel Tom Parker. I don't think it was necessarily Tom Hanks' fault, but more the way the character was written. Well, maybe a little Tom Hanks' fault. I didn't really enjoy Colonel Tom Parker, didn't know anything about him, didn't care about him, and Tom Hanks certainly didn't make him lovable in any way. But the movie was a very impressive look at Elvis's life, and you know Baz Luhrmann's style, Moulin Rouge and things like that. Very flashy split screens, colors, the crazy film editing. And it did get a lot of attention for Austin Butler. So that movie is going to be at number 17 on my list. Now, at number 16, the follow-up to Knives Out was Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. And Daniel Craig returned as the detective who, in this one, he goes to an island and there's this place called the Glass Onion. It's this big, what is it, I guess it's sort of a house, and it's just a lot is going on there, including murder. And a group of old friends have been gathered, and of course there's a murder. And Daniel Craig's character, oh, what's his name? Benoit or something? I don't remember. This was in theaters for 1 week only, and then came onto Netflix in December. So, yes, that's at number 16 on my list. I thought it was a pretty good mystery. Yes, I didn't guess who the killer was either, and I won't tell you. Now, at number 15 on my list, he redeemed himself from that role in Elvis. It's Tom Hanks in A Man Called Otto. Now, this is a little bit more like a Tom Hanks that we like. Not really lovable so much because Otto is a miserable man. His wife has died, and he's quite suicidal, in fact. I actually thought this was a pro-suicide movie, but it's not really. Otto is just a very lonely and sad man, and he treats all of his neighbors like, but he is a lovable character, and there's even a cat involved. I think you'll enjoy A Man Called Otto. At number 14, this was surprising for me. It was a horror film called Barbarian. And it was about this young woman who does like an Airbnb. And when she gets to this house, this guy is staying there too. And they decide she's very reluctant. It's like in a very bad neighborhood in Detroit. One of those neighborhoods where everybody from the neighborhood is gone. It's just empty houses. But there's a house there, and she's sharing it with a complete stranger. And underneath the house is this basement that has tunnels and then a stairway that goes even further down. And what's down there is really frightening. Now, this movie, I did not expect anything from it, really. But it delivered quite a bit of scares. It's from the producer of It and an executive producer of The Ring and The Grudge. And it had Georgia Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, and Justin Long in it. And I think if you like a good scary movie, Barbarian is the one for you. It came out August 31st. And next up, at number 13, this was another surprising little thriller called Watcher. Not to be confused with that Ryan Murphy show, The Watcher. This is about a young woman who moves to... where is that movie set? Yes, they moved to Bucharest. It's in Romania. This young woman moves there with her boyfriend who gets a job at a company in Romania. And across the street from their apartment building is a man that watches her. Hence the title, Watcher. And she's always complaining to her boyfriend and to the police then. And then they go over there and check on the guy. And he's like, she watches me and she's starting to follow me. And then she starts stalking him because she is convinced he is menacing her. And at the same time, there is a serial killer on the loose in the area. These reviews say striking, sensational, a vignette of true nightmares. And it's Watcher, and it is chilling. I recommend it. Evil wants to be seen. I was really surprised how good that movie was. Now, at number 12 is Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Such a delightful film about a woman who yearns to have a really nice dress. And she goes to Paris and buys the dress of her dreams. Well, not really the dress of her dreams, but one that she could afford. She saved up her pennies. And a lot of things happen, I won't tell you. But it's just such a charming movie. And she's like a housekeeper. She cleans different people's houses. And it just goes to show you, can a dress change your life? Can the way what you're wearing change what people think of you? Oh, it is a charming movie. I must say, I really can't say enough. If you want a feel-good movie, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. And then, finally, at number 11 is Till. Now, Till is a very, very important movie. It came out in the fall, and it is about the little boy, Emmett Till, who was murdered. What year did that happen? Okay, Emmett Till was murdered in real life. This is a true story. In August 1955. He was only 14 years old, and he was the son of Mamie Till Bradley, who was an educator and activist. But she pursued justice, according to Wikipedia, and life after the murder of her son. And it starred Danielle Deadwyler as Mamie Till. And this movie is heartbreaking to watch. But, oh my goodness, the performances. This is the young boy who played Emmett Till, who went south to visit his relatives. The relatives live in Money, Mississippi. And he goes to visit them. And he's accused of making an indecent, gesture or flirting with a married woman who runs a store. And these group of white men come after him and drag him off from his uncle's house, from the whole family, and they're begging them not to take him. And the poor child is taken off and basically just beaten to death. And so the movie, it's very hard to watch, of course, and it should be hard to watch because this was monstrous what was done to this child. And the mother, she really taught people a lot because she insisted that that his coffin be an open coffin so that people would have to see what these awful monsters did to her child. And this was directed by Chinonye Chukwu. Forgive me if I've mispronounced that. Chukwu, and written by Michael Riley, Keith Bouchot, and Chukwu. And it was produced by Bouchon, Riley, and Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg's also in the movie. And it is just such a powerful movie. I am devastated that it didn't get Oscar love this year. I mean, this is a movie that should have gotten attention at the Oscars, and definitely a Best Actress nomination for Danielle. But yes, that should have gotten a lot of Oscar buzz and Oscar love, and it just was denied. But anyway, that's at number 11 on my list. And if you get a chance to see Till, do watch it. And on behalf of Blackie, Humphrey, and I, we will see you next time for part 2 of my tops list. We're going to go from number 10 all the way to number 1. That's next time on It's Christmas Time. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.